It is the year of our Lord 1949, and the world is engulfed in flames. Germany has now claimed the once British-held Rock of Gibraltar. The Allies now gather together and mount a counter-offensive.
Hey guys, Heretic U here, back with another video. This time, this one's going to be a how to play Incursion. So I thought I would, kind of set it up with the little newsreel and some really bad voice acting. But anyways, let's go ahead and go on to the video. Whoa. Focus. Alright. Alright, what is up, guys? Heretic U here. And today we're going to do some super ambitious kind of, well, can't even speak today. It's so ambitious. We're gonna cover a lot in this video because I figure, it's been a long time since I put something out there, and I kind of feel like I owe you guys. So, so this is gonna be the first part, which we're gonna cover how to play Incursion. This was actually a request by General Splatten, who wanted to take a closer look at the game. And when the general asks you to do something, it's not just like he asks you. He's a general, so it's an order. Yeah. Anyways, Incursion's a pretty easy game to learn, so I don't think it should take very long. Basically, the game is set up in. Well, let's go over the setup, okay? So in Incursion, there are set missions. So for example, this one that we set up is Pinger Raid, and if you look at Pinger Raid, it tells you how many requisition points each troop is going to have. It shows you how to set up the door, and in this case there's a objective in the middle, which is the pinger, and it gives you the victory conditions, which is somebody, either the Germans or the Americans, have to grab that pinger and exit the board. First one to do that wins the game. So it's very objective driven. They're called mission dossiers. And actually, if you play them in order, they form a pretty cool narrative of the story. Okay. So after you've set up the board and everything, the mission tells you how many points you're going to be using. And so let's take a look at our cards here. So each guy, I don't know, is that focused? Can you guys see that? It's trying. Each card gives you the breakdown of everything you need to know about this particular model. So the top number is going to be his requisition points. So this guy, in order for the American players, God, I cannot. Give me a second. Let me clear my throat. Okay. Okay, that's way clearer, I think. Yeah. All right, you stay in focus, camera. Alright, got some water. Hopefully that'll help. Anyways, the top number there is the requisition points. So in this mission, both sides get 10 points. So he's worth 3 to field him, and he is just your regular grunt ape. This is action points. We're going to go over that in a second. But basically, that's the number of action points that he can spend during his activation. Fortitude. This is what you need to roll to damage him. So that's right. That's a 6+. That's because he is in, basically power armor. That's his health. That's the number of guys that you can field, potentially. So he's unlimited, so he's not unique. Some characters like, if we look at Greta is 1. So she is an individual, and you can only have one Greta always. Next, this is what he's armed with, which is the large machine gun and grenades, and he has no special rules, okay? Pretty simple stuff. Game is basically divided into 2 parts, the maintenance phase and the action phase. If we look at the board here, this counter shows you where the Allies are going to set up, the Americans, and then that is the German setup. And the way you deploy basically is the number of action points the model has is how far. So you start with deploying this model right next to the counter, and then basically all these guys have 3 action points, so they can go up to 3 spaces out. For the Germans, their stuff has a little bit more. For example, there are zombies. Can you guys read that? I doubt it. Take my word for it. For zombies, they can deploy up to 5 squares out because they have 5 action points. So that's pretty much how you set up. Really easy. The first phase, let's give you guys something cool to look at. The maintenance phase, you're going to bid for turn. And the way that works is you start off with a set number of these command points, okay? And depending on the size of the game, so this is a 10-point game, we're going to start off with 5 command points for each side. Greta, she has a special rule, zombie controller. Oh, look, it's actually focusing. And so she gets her own special. She gets to add command points that she can use on zombies, basically. So you both bid. Whoever bids the highest number wins. Allies win the tie, so the Americans will always win ties. And the Americans have a special rule. Once per game, they can just seize first turn. They're just like, America, fuck it, we're going first, okay? You gotta be careful with your command points, though, because command points actually can be used during your turn for additional actions. So, for example, we should go over actions. Sure, let's just go over actions real quick. The game is based on action. So let's say Americans have first turn. I choose this model to activate. He is the heavy machine gun ape. Okay, he has 3 action points. So to move a square forward costs an action. Simple enough, right? If you wanted to move sidewards, that would cost 2 actions, or basically you would turn. That's 1 action. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, move or to move backwards costs 2 actions. Open a door costs 1 action. Fire a weapon, that costs an action. Hand-to-hand combat costs an action point. So a typical turn, for example, let's say I am activating him. I want to get to that door. I would go 1, 2, 3. If I had any command points left, I could spend that on him, and he can open the door for another action. Okay. So basically, that's how your action points work. It's one of the ways that you can use command points. So when you're bidding for turn, you kind of want to keep a couple of command points on you to do some actions. Because certain actions, like I said, most of them take one. Things like throwing grenades, that takes 2 actions. Backing up, like I said, or moving sideways takes 2. Certain weapons will take 2 actions as well. Everything is on this handy dandy summary sheet. So it's, even if like you're playing for the first time, as long as you have that sheet out, you shouldn't get much wrong, or you shouldn't run into any real big issues. Also in the maintenance phase, players are going to draw cards, which is also the dependent on the size of the game. So this size of the game, each player would draw 2 cards. Okay, I've already drawn some cards just for an example. Now, cards can be used during that player's turn, and let's just go over one. Unless the card states specifically it's used, in a different time. But generally, you play the cards during your turn. Okay, so this one is Power Surge, and basically, it's going to turn off the lights and limit line of sight to only 4 squares. I'll go over line of sight in a second. What I was getting to, on the cards, there's a number. This is the number of command points to cancel. So this is when you're bidding for turn. Keep in mind that your opponent can screw you with cards, but if you're holding on to command points, you can cancel them out. As you can see, it costs a lot to cancel a card like that out. It's a pretty powerful card. There's other cards like this one. This is sort of a reaction one. This is called Lucky Devil. And you play this card whenever, a model is going to take damage. You play this card and it gets the damage. So this one's played more typically during the possessing player's turn. This one is played when a model's taking damage. So it'll state when you need to play the card. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's go over the action phase. So the maintenance phase, you bid for turn, you spend those command points, you draw up to your hand, and then you move on to the action phase. So action phase is, let's say Americans go first, all their models get to go and declare all their actions, and then you would move on to the next player, which would be Germans. Okay. One thing, for example, though, you cannot do. Let's say I wanted to activate this guy, and I move him 2 spaces. Move to this model, right? And let's say, oh wait, I want to go back to this model. You can't do that. Once you move on to another model, this guy is spent. Okay. So let's go on to the fun stuff, the combat stuff. Here's an interesting thing. Whenever a model with a ranged weapon ends its turn with no units in line of sight, then it immediately goes into what is reaction fire. So reaction fire is, for example, if this zombie was opening this door, boom, even though it is not the American's turn, the zombie's still activating, this model will be in a reactive fire mode and get to shoot for every action that this zombie now takes. So that equates to a lot of dice. But the thing is, let's play it out just for fun. Okay. So he's rocking a heavy machine gun. And in reaction fire mode, he gets to shoot twice per action. So zombie opens the door, it moves forward, he gets to take a reaction fire shot. Okay. Now for the zombie, his fortitude is 4, so you're looking for 4s. 4s will whack the zombie. Boom. Okay, so you roll the 5 and 4, zombie dead. Okay. If at any point he rolls doubles, let's say he rolled double 4, this model is considered out of ammo, and his reaction fire ends. Okay, so that's reaction fire. Let's go over standard combat though. Let's say it's the American's turn, and let's not use him. He's a little special. Let's use your average HMG ape. Okay, I mean grunt ape. Normally, line of sight is 180, so he can see these squares, and any square that he can draw from the middle of the square to the middle of the other square. Okay, models block line of sight. So, for example, if we had a setup like this, this guy can fire at this zombie. He cannot fire at that one. He does not have line of sight. Okay. Most ranged weapons are going to have, the entire board as far as range goes, unless they specify. Grenades have a range of 8. Okay, you can throw the grenade 8 squares, and that's it. You cannot go into reactive fire with grenades or things like flamethrowers. Can't do that. But let's go over standard. So this is shooting. I would spend 1 action point to shoot. And he is armed with a large machine gun. So he has a rate of fire of 3 dice. There's a chart here. Will it focus? There you go. Tells you the rate of fire. The first column. Your second column is when you're in reactive fire mode. So it's pretty obvious that when you're in reactive fire mode, you're rolling less dice. Okay. So anyways, this guy, large machine gun, I get to roll 3 dice. And again, I'm looking to beat the fortitude of my... Why is this focus bad? It's very fuzzy. Right, guys? Shall we continue in fuzzy vision? There we go. It's starting to clear up. Cool. So I roll. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. This guy's dead. You cannot transfer bullets onto that guy. So you pick a model, you shoot at it. Even though we hit him twice, he's just really dead. Okay? Or he would have taken a damage point. In the case of multiple wound models, they would have taken a damage point per success. Okay? Very simple. Easy to learn to play game. Hand-to-hand combat, you basically have to be within the first 3 squares. So, for example, if I'm there, let's get a bird's eye view. I can swing. If I'm there, I can swing. If I'm there, I can swing. If I'm here, I'm too far away. Okay. Hand to hand, let's say the zombie's going on the ape. He would need a 6. Oh, so close. Roll a 5. He missed. Simple as that. Zombies have a special rule called strength in numbers. No, horde. You would get an extra dice for every zombie. So, for example, if this zombie was attacking him, I would get to roll 2 dice. Still no 6s. Okay. That's how combat works. Grenades. Let's see if I remember everything. Again, let's say he's throwing a grenade. You pick a target, or you can pick a square. And then everything within basically a 9 square, that 3 square grid is affected and would take a damage dice roll. Okay, that's how grenades work. Anything else? We covered reaction fire, we covered hand-to-hand combat, we covered shooting, we covered the cards. There's going to be special rules, but they're very intuitive. And how you use command points for extra actions. or to cancel cards. And that's basically the game. You play whoever wins the scenario. The cool thing is the requisition points let you kind of customize your force. So you can see, like I could have went zombie heavy, maybe buy 3 of these. That would have netted me 9 zombies. Okay, 9 zombies a turn coming out because they have that strength in numbers. They keep coming. Zombies are your cannon fodder. But I thought I would show off kind of a more varied list. I really like this character. I think she's really good. This guy I'm not too impressed with, but I figure, I had to get to 10 points. And you can see there that is exactly 10. So that's Incursion in like 12 minutes. Pretty cool. Very easy game to learn. Anything else? I don't think so. If you have any other questions, post them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer them. My overall impressions of the game is it's pretty fun. Playing with the models is especially fun. I don't think I would have as much fun playing with the cardboard cutouts. I like painting the models, though. I'm more of a hobbyist. You could see it varies from Space Hulk in a couple of ways. For example, the cards add a lot to the game. I like the fact that both sides have command points, where in Space Hulk it's only the Marine player. The requisition system, where you're buying things instead of looking at the book saying, okay, you start with this, this, and that. And there's variety in that. I can have werewolves, I can have zombies, I can have bomber zombies, I can have special characters. So the Germans get all the cool kind of fun stuff, and there are expansions. So if you're familiar with Space Hulk, though, a lot of the mechanics are basically Space Hulk, except I don't think in Space Hulk you can back up. This game you can back up, which is nice. It's a good feature to have. And that's my little spiel for Incursion. Okay, guys. Thank General Splatten. If you were bored to death, he wanted to learn how to play. So there you go. A couple of important things, some updates on the channel. Next, I'm going to show you just this sort of commission job that I did, painting up some Rivet Wars, which is very fun. So I shot a video of the army before it was returned to the owner. So I'm going to cram that in this video as well. Also, internet, I'm a little disappointed that no one got the last name, that anime song, correctly. The answer I was looking for was Inuyasha, so no one gets any bonus points. I'm kind of sad. Tell you what, though, I'm going to pick one, even though this isn't an anime based. There's nothing really anime based about this game, but we're gonna continue on with the name that anime theme. This is an anime that I just finished. So yeah. So name this, put it in the comments, be the first person, and score yourself a bonus point. Yep, that's all you're gonna get. Alright, so Relic Nights, going back to Relic Nights. Yeah, so there's gonna be a tournament next weekend, and I thought it's a 35-point tournament, and I'm gonna try to win it with Corsairs. And let me just go over my list real quick, because it's only 3 things in a 35-point list. So I'm going to run Harker and Kanobo and a full unit of Corsairs. And that's going to give me 1 point left for boost markers. So wish me luck on that. If you have a better Corsair list, put it in the comments. We will discuss it. Okay? And I'll see you guys in a bit. I think I am, well, not well versed, but fuck.